Right behind me, I've got the 2026 Ram 1500 RHO. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Jason and I do reviews on vehicles here in Canada, so reviews just like this. If you love car reviews, be sure to like this video and also subscribe to the channel. And also thank you to Hunt Chrysler here in Milton for allowing me to review this beautiful RHO. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over the different models that you can get with the Ram 1500s, the safety features that you do get with the RHO model here, the engine specs, the exterior, the interior, the infotainment system, and of course the pricing on this. So when it comes to the different models that you can pick with the Ram 1500s, here they are. You have quite a few to pick from. Now, as for the safety features that you do get with the RHO model here is a list of them, and you do get quite a few options. Also, I want to throw the window sticker up on this RHO because it does have quite a few things added to this. So you'll notice all of those options that are added to this truck as I walk around. Now, as for what powers the RHO, this does have the 3-liter Hurricane high output twin turbo engine, and this produces 540 horsepower and 521 pound-foot of torque. And as for the towing with the RHO, you're looking at about 8,380 pounds. And fuel economy wise, well, if you're getting this, I really don't think you're gonna care about that. Now, even in the engine bay, you kind of have like the carbon fiber material here, and even on the engine cover. How nice does that look? I love all the small little details and the small touches that Ram does. And even up here, you have it all throughout the middle section, and it also says Ram Airflow. So yeah, very nicely done. All right, well, let's start things off in the front of this beautiful and mean looking truck here. This thing is insane in person, and it's pretty wide. All right, now let's start off in the bottom here. You do have a full metal bumper. You also have the front recovery hooks, the front safety sensors. There's also a sensor in the center, and you kind of have like this mini lower grille area along with the LED fog lights in the corners. And if you look way down below, you also have your skid plate. And then really, you just get into this pretty big grille. I love the openings on this, the designing. You've got the honeycomb setup here, and I really like how this thing is put together. Even the Ram badging here, or the letters, are open for that maximum airflow. You've also got a front-facing camera right below that, and you have more openings right in the bottom there. And then you get into these really cool looking LED front lights. These look super aggressive, just how thin these are. You've also got venting on the sides of the front lights. So coming down the road, this thing is a tank. And you also notice on the sides of the bumper, you do have your marker lights, and then you get onto the hood area. So here you have a bunch of stuff going on. You've got more of your marker lights, more of the openings here. You've also got the decaling that says RHO, and venting on this side and the other side. Even on here, it has the Hurricane high output badging. All right, coming around to the side, you've got the nice looks on this, especially with the wheels and how everything is set up with this truck. And moving up top, this has one of my favorite things on a vehicle, which is the dual pane panoramic sunroof. And even around the windows, you just have your typical black trimming, and then your door handles are gloss black. Even the side mirror, you've got the blacked out side mirror here, the typical plastic underneath, the turn signal, and this also has side mirror cameras, as you can see right there. And on the fender here, you have more openings. So more vents here, and on the side of the door you have the Ram letters and these side steps as well. And then you get into these cool looking wheels. These are your 18-inch beadlock wheels, and these are paired with the 35-inch tires. So you've got the aluminums, you've got the granites in the center, and if I take a step back, you can see these wheels definitely look good with this RHO. As for the suspension on this beast, this does have the adaptive Bilstein performance suspension. All right, now coming around to the side of the bed, at the back here you have this massive RHO decaling, as you can see, and then you come around to the rear. The nice looks definitely continue back here. So same thing like the front bumper, the back bumper is also metal. You also have this step that does pop out right here, and all you really got to do is just put your foot here and then pop it out like that. So that's what that looks like. You've also got more rear safety sensors, more of the recovery hooks back here. You've got the hitch in the center and a spare tire right underneath. You also have the dual exhaust back here, which also have like this matte black finish on the tips, which is pretty neat. And let me quickly turn this on so you can hear what this bad boy sounds like. Up by the license plate area, you have all of your towing outlets and whatnot. And also back here, you also notice more of the marker lights right below the tailgate. And then you move into the tailgate here. So you have more of the RHO badging, the massive Ram letters here, and of course the 4x4 badging. Up by the tailgate handle area, you do have a backup camera there. And one thing that I do want to show you also, if you look right underneath the handle area, so right there, you also have a LED light there. And then you move into these rear LED tail lights. I really like how these look, and they definitely complement the truck. And even inside, like the housing here, you have Ram inside, so nice little details there. Now you will notice by the lights back here, you have like this vent, but it is not functional, so it is just for show, but still it does look pretty neat. And in terms of how wide this truck is, you can just see right here how it bulges out, even the front. So this thing is crazy looking in person. Also, this truck does have the tonneau cover added as well. And now let's go ahead and open up the tailgate and see what we have inside. So there is a little button inside, so it is a power opening tailgate, which is nice, and it is also power closing, and look how quickly that closes. Inside you do have the spray and bed liner, which I always prefer having on any truck if you do get one. And inside you do have the adjustable rails and LED bed lighting back here on both of the sides, and also you do have an outlet back here as well. Now on the rear glass area, the middle portion, the window is power opening. Now up there you'll find a camera for your digital rear view mirror. All right, let's go ahead inside the truck here and take a look at what we have going on in terms of the trim, the doors, and everything. The trim here on the doors looks very, very nice. Even though it's an all black interior, there are bits and pieces that do stand out. Now first off, down here you have a ton of room with a water bottle area here. You got the Harman Kardon sound system in this, and even the grill on the speaker here looks very premium, and you have more of like this black chrome trimming around that, more space in the center here, and then you have soft touch material and this nice red contrast stitching. You're gonna notice all the red striping, the stitching, everything all throughout the interior. And even up here you have this beautiful suede material, and even this, like the perforated section. And if you look closely, they kind of behind, I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there's also red trimming behind this, which is pretty neat. More of the black chrome trimming here, and then this cool looking carbon fiber trimming. So this door trim, I think, looks very premium and stands out. All right, let's check out these seats, because these are also just as cool. So not only do you have all black inside, right, but you have the middle and the bottom sections, which are perforated. You've got more of the suede trimming here. You've got the red stitching also, and the striping in red, which I was mentioning. So all the seats have this, and look how cool this looks with the black seats. Definitely stands out a lot. And if that wasn't enough, your back seats here do come heated and ventilated. How nice is that? And also you can recline these seats. There is actually a handle right there, so let me show you what that looks like. So this seat is reclined fully as much as it can be, so yeah, you can be pretty comfortable back here while enjoying your heated or cooled seats. And if you go ahead and pop down the center here, this thing is massive. You have your cup holder spot here, more of that nice trimming here, the red contrast stitching, and this opens up, revealing even more space that you can use. Now let's lift up the seats and see what we have underneath. So you do have this section which does pop up like that, and you can make it stay obviously, and then you can utilize all of this space and on the other side. So if you have groceries, gym bags, or some small little items, you can definitely tuck them away underneath the seats. And what I love about the Rams is you do have the in-floor storage bin. So not only do you have a ton of space in here, which you can definitely utilize, but this even has a ruler right there and some more measuring things, and this does pop out, so if you do need to wash it, you can definitely do that. All right, now I'm going to jump back here and show you the legroom and the headroom. So once you're inside, look at all the legroom that you have, and I'm sure this seat, the driver's seat, can be adjusted even more, so I'll still have a ton of legroom. That's no issue. And as for the headroom, no issues at all. I'm wearing a hat. I'm 5'11", so back here, I'm pretty comfortable. Even behind the driver and the passenger seats, you have all of the soft touch material. There's no plastic, which I love. More of the suede trimming here. Even that is perforated. And even this section here, the soft touch is perforated. You have more red stitching here. You even have a storage spot on both of the seats and this netting down here. Now on the rear console area, you have more cup holders, more of the carbon fiber trimming, more of the black chrome trimming, the venting back here, some space here, USB ports, heated and cool seat buttons for the second row, obviously, and then a 115 volt outlet. All right, now let's head to the front and see if anything is different compared to the rear. The only thing that I can notice really is down here. You have a much bigger area with these like soft cushioning water bottle areas, and everything else is pretty identical. Other than, of course, you have another speaker up here, and this you have like in this red behind the grill, which is pretty cool. And then everything else is pretty identical. You have your window controls, side mirror controls, which are also power folding, and then of course your driver memory seat controls. Not only that, that, but this button up here is the massage feature. So you have this on the passenger side as well. So the front seats do come with a massage feature, which is neat. All right, let's check out the front seats. Now, these are identical to the second row seats. You've got the perforated bottom and back sections, the red striping, the stitching, but up here you do have the RHO stitched in to the back here on both of the seats, which is pretty neat. And of course, the front seats come heated and ventilated and have the massage feature. Now, if you look on the side here, you do have all of your power seat adjustments, and down here you have this nice looking chrome door sill piece that says Ram. Underneath, nothing too fancy, just your premium looking pedals. Here is your hood latch release, and then moving up here you have your electronic parking brake adjustments for your pedals, so these are power adjusting. And then here is your cargo 115 volt plug power, so you can turn it on or off. And then up here you have your exterior lighting controls, fog lights, the light at the back, and then your cluster dimmers. Even around the venting, more of the nice black chrome trimming, and even here the red stitching. As for the steering wheel, this does come manual adjustable. All right, when you enter inside, I just want to show you something cool on the digital cluster here. So when I do start up the truck, you do have this nice RHO animation that plays, which is pretty cool. All right, now as you enter inside of the RHO, your dashboard is a mixture of hard and soft material and then the typical plastic. You've even got the red contrast stitching. You've got a speaker in the corner, speaker in the center, and the other side. And even in the center here, you have more of the suede material. And this has my favorite thing, which is the heads-up display right there. And then you move into this super nice looking fully digital 12-inch cluster area. And I love all of the details on this. Like, you have the RHO at the top. You even have illuminated lights on the corners, which is pretty cool. And you can view a ton of different information here. So you have a screen like this, and you can also change how it looks. So all of that is controlled through here. So if I just press this, for example, it's going to pop up all of this, so I can go through all of these settings here. If I exit out of this and I just press, let's say, down or right, depending on which menu you're in, some of the things will have more things within it. But yeah, here you have the analog look, you got the digital look here, you got the sport view, and then the Baja view. Now, each thing will have different things. So like I was mentioning, all of this, more things within it. So a bunch of different things that you can display, including a full map view. How nice is that? And as for the steering wheel, you do have the soft touch material. You've got more of the red contrast stitching and kind of like this perforated look. It's not really perforated, but you do have that nice look. The steering wheel also comes heated, which is a bonus. You've got the blacked out Ram badge here, more of the black chrome trimming that goes everywhere, including more of the carbon fiber trimming. On the left side here, you have all your cluster controls, phone controls at the top and bottom, and then more of the cluster controls here. The other side has all of your cruise control settings, follow distance, and all of that good stuff. And if you press this little center button here, that is for your active driving assist. So this is what that is for as well. So it kind of monitors the driver if you're drowsy or anything. And also, if you look behind the steering wheel, you got these massive metal paddle shifters, which just look insane. And further back, you have your wiper controls, high beams, and indicators. Now moving to the center armrest area, more soft touch, more red contrast stitching, more of this suede trimming. And then you have this very cool looking badge, the RHO badge. So that's what that looks like. And opening this up, you do have a first section that opens up just like this. So you have space in here, but then you have a main section. So all of this just opens up, and look how much space you have in this thing. It even goes down in here, so a ton of room, plus you have an outlet in here. And if you want to use measurements, well, all the measurement things are here. Now, before I touch on the center here, I just want to show you on the side, you have more of the soft touch material, red contrast stitching, and more space on the side. And you're going to notice that on the passenger side as well. And of course, the black chrome trimming. Then you get into all of this. So let me just open up the center console again, because you do have some space here. And then you have your handy dandy shifter with some perforated section here, the aluminum, the soft touch, the red stitching, black chrome trimming, a ton of stuff going on, more space here, carbon fiber on here. And if you open this, this is where your cup holders are. And then further back here, you have a ton of room in here. But not only that, you have a wireless phone charger, but for the passenger side as well. And then here you have all of your USB ports. There's a ton of them, aux port and an HDMI port, because you do have a screen on the passenger side. I'll touch on that in a second. Now on here to the left, you have your different RHO drive modes. So if I just press any of the arrows, you can see all of these. You got custom, you got mud and sand, you've got rock, Baja, sport, tow, snow, and auto. So there's a ton of different ones that you can pick from, which is pretty neat. Here you have your off-road cruise control, your auto start stop, all your different modes here, your locker, and then of course, launch control. Now right below the touchscreen, you have a trailer brake controller, 4 different aux switches here or buttons. And then even on here, you have the trailer brake controller control, and then your parking sensors for the front and rear to turn them on or off. And then you get into this massive massive touchscreen. This is a 14.5-inch touchscreen. You have all your heating and cooling on the sides, on both the sides, of course. And yeah, this screen is pretty big and you can do a ton of things on this. So let me just go to the home page here. So first off, you've got your map section up here and then a secondary section here. So you kind of have like a split view, which is pretty neat. Over on the next one, you can add more widgets if you do want, or edit pages, whatever you want to prefer. Now under media, you have all of your AM, FM, Sirius XM. This even has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And then under comfort, here are more of the heating and cooling temperature controls, or you can use the physical controls on the side. And here's where you'll find your heated seats and vented seats and heated steering wheel. Also, something neat is depending on whatever you pick, let's say you go into vented seats, this will populate and you can actually pick your zone. So if you do the top only, the bottom, or you can do both, which is pretty cool. And then here is the massage feature. So once you do have it turned on, there's a ton of different ones to pick from and the intensity. So if you're going off-roading with this beast, you can enjoy a nice little massage. Now under the phone section, this is your typical phone section once you do have it paired. And then under vehicle, here will be the bulk of the things I think that you will use. So first off, you have the cameras here. Let me go to the surround camera. So this has cameras all around. And right now you have the top bird's eye view and here is the rear backup camera. So if I click the next one, this is kind of like a wider panoramic view of the rear. And same thing, but for the front. And here's a narrower view for the front. Here is the typical backup camera. You've got the front facing camera here with the lines. So if I go under more cams here, and if I scroll down, I just want to show you something cool. Here is the curb view. So pretty much your side mirror cameras. So that's what that looks like. And then the next section is the dashboard. So you have all of these things. You've got the performance pages. So once you do click into that, this is what pops up. So you have your timers, gauges, G-force, propulsion, dynamics. So all of these things that you can definitely utilize. And if I head back, you've also got the race options. So here you can control the shift late, race prep, launch control. You can tell it when to launch at which RPM. You've also got the drive modes, which I was just showing you on the cluster. So all of that and all of these things will adjust according to what you pick. There's also the trailer tow pages. So you got trailer 1, 2. So once you do have the trailer connected, you can play around with that. And let's head back and go under controls now. So here you have the mirror dimmer, passenger screen on or off, and of course the vehicle cameras. And then lastly is the settings. So this is typical on any vehicle, and you can scroll through all of these and customize to your liking. And then down here, next is the apps section. So you'll have your favorites here, but then you have categories, and you have a bunch of ones that you can go through. This also has Alexa built in, which is pretty cool. And then you have your navigation. So here is the full navigation view, and you can also see it on the cluster area. And then if you look next to the screen, you have like this brushed aluminum, but it's smooth. It looks so nice and subtle. And then of course up top here, you have more of the carbon fiber and then more space and an outlet there. And it also says RAM. And then moving further up, if you were paying attention, not only do you have a rear view mirror, but also a digital mirror. And further up here, you have a bunch of controls. So here's how you open up the tailgate. You can close it from there as well. You got your interior lights, assist, SOS, your sunroof controls here. Here's a sunshade control and then the rear power sliding window control. And here's where you put your handy dandy sunshades. And here's the key for this truck. I really like how it says RHO on the back here as well, rather than just RAM. So you get a nice little key. All right, let's come around to the passenger side and let me show you what you get on this side now. So here's the space I was talking about on the side of the center console area. And then on here, you have more of the soft touch, the red stitching, even another RHO badge here, and then this beautiful screen setup for your passenger. So let's go through this and show you what you see on this. So as you sit inside, here is the power button. So once I do turn it on, that's what that looks like. Very nice in terms of like how clear and crisp it looks. So on the homepage, you got your audio section, video, and HDMI. If I swipe over, there's also navigation I can see, different devices. You can also pair your headphones, and then you even have the vehicle cameras that you can see from here. So if I just click into this, here it is. How cool is that? The passenger can also see all sorts of angles, not just the center touchscreen. And then also this little bell icon, it will be all of your notifications, and then you have your different controls. And then really, you just have your typical glove compartment space. And here is the window sticker for this RHO. The pricing that you see is in Canadian dollars. Well, that does it for the review on this 2026 Ram 1500 RHO. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this?